The entertainment world stood still when Dylan Wang finally broke his silence, his words, "Thank you and I love you all," echoing through hearts that had followed him since his debut. Before we dive into this emotional farewell that has left millions in tears, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the stories that truly move your heart. Because today's story isn't just about a celebrity's goodbye, it's about love, growth, and the end of an unforgettable chapter in Dylan Wang's journey. When the news dropped that Dylan had finally spoken after weeks of speculation, fans were stunned. His post wasn't long, but it was raw, heartfelt, and full of quiet emotion. For months, people had been waiting to hear from him after rumors spread about his career pause, his family life, and what truly happened behind the scenes. Yet no one expected this. No one expected him to say goodbye, not like this, not with words that carried so much weight. Dylan began his message with simplicity. "I don't know how to put this into words," he wrote. And just like that, the entire internet fell silent. Fans who had followed him from his early Meteor Garden days, to his peak stardom, to his life as a husband and father, everyone felt a lump in their throat. Because these weren't the words of a star promoting a new project. These were the words of a man who had reached a turning point. He spoke about gratitude first. "Thank you to everyone who has supported me, even when I was silent," he said. "You've watched me grow, fall, learn, and start again." The sincerity in his tone wasn't lost on anyone. Dylan has always been known for his charisma and confidence, but in that moment, fans saw something different, a vulnerability that made him human, real, and deeply relatable. Speculation quickly spread across social media. Was Dylan retiring? Was he leaving the industry for good? Or was he simply stepping away for a while to focus on family and self-healing? There were no clear answers at first, just a flood of emotions. The hashtags #ThankYouDylanWang and #WeLoveYouDylan shot to the top of trending charts across China, Korea, and even international fan communities. People shared memories of him, the first time they watched him smile on screen, the roles that changed their lives, the moments he made them laugh or cry. But then, hours later, Dylan's team confirmed that this message was, indeed, his way of saying goodbye to the entertainment world, at least for now. He has chosen to take an indefinite hiatus, they said. This is not the end, but a new beginning. Yet for fans, it felt like the closing of a chapter that defined their youth. What made the farewell even more emotional was the video Dylan shared shortly after. It wasn't glamorous. No flashy stage lights, no heavy editing, just Dylan sitting by a window, wearing a simple gray sweater, with the faint sound of rain outside. His voice was calm but full of emotion as he said, "I don't know what tomorrow brings, but today, I just want to say thank you, for everything." He paused, his lips trembling slightly, before whispering, "And I love you all." Those words broke millions. Comment sections overflowed with crying emojis, long messages of love, and heartfelt farewells. One fan wrote, "He taught me what passion and humility mean." Another said, "I grew up watching him, and now it feels like a part of my youth is leaving with him." But why now? Why did Dylan choose this moment to speak? Insiders suggest that Dylan had been quietly battling emotional exhaustion for months. The pressure of fame, the relentless schedules, and the constant speculation around his private life had begun to weigh heavily on him. After his marriage and the birth of his daughter, Dylan's priorities shifted. He began spending more time away from the spotlight, focusing on being a father and a husband. Fans often noticed his absence from variety shows and online engagements. At the time, they thought it was just a break, but now, looking back, it was clear he was slowly preparing to step away. Xinyu, who has always shared a deep friendship and on-screen history with Dylan, reportedly reached out privately after seeing his post. According to someone close to them, she was among the first to send him a heartfelt message of encouragement. She told him, "You gave so much of yourself to your fans. Now it's time to give something back to yourself." That simple gesture reminded everyone of the bond they shared, not as celebrities, but as people who understood each other's journey. In his farewell message, Dylan didn't focus on fame or achievements. Instead, he talked about the people who made him who he was. He thanked his team for believing in a kid who just wanted to act, his fans for loving me even when I didn't love myself, and his family for being my safe place. Every word felt like closure, a man standing at the crossroads of his past and future, ready to walk forward, no matter how uncertain the path ahead might be. As the video continued, Dylan shared small but meaningful glimpses into what life means to him now. He mentioned waking up to his daughter's laughter, cooking breakfast with his wife, and rediscovering joy in ordinary things, walking outside, feeling the wind, being unseen. He said, "For so long, I lived in a world where every move I made was watched. But now, I just want to live in a world where every moment I make is real." The response was overwhelming. In the following weeks, tributes poured in from fellow celebrities. Former co-stars like Xinyu, Darren Chen, and Esther Yu all posted messages of support. Xinyu wrote, "Thank you for showing us what kindness and sincerity look like." Darren said, "A true friend never really leaves, he just finds a new stage to perform on." And Dylan himself? He hasn't posted anything since that farewell. His accounts remain quiet, frozen in that final message, "Thank you and I love you all." Those words now live in the hearts of millions. They've been turned into fan art, tattoos, and even handwritten notes exchanged among his fans, a symbol of an era that will never fade. But perhaps what makes this goodbye so powerful is its simplicity. In a world obsessed with attention and noise, Dylan chose silence and sincerity. He didn't chase headlines, he didn't craft a PR-perfect statement. He simply spoke from the heart, and that's what made it unforgettable. People often ask if Dylan will return someday. Maybe he will. Maybe one day he'll surprise everyone with a quiet comeback, a new project, a new role, or simply a new chapter. But even if he doesn't, he's already left something timeless behind, a legacy of warmth, authenticity, and love. Toward the end of his video, Dylan looked into the camera one last time. His voice trembled slightly as he said, "I used to think that success meant applause. Now I know success is being at peace." And with that, he smiled, the kind of smile that carried both sadness and relief. He waved softly, whispering, "Goodbye, for now." The screen faded to black. The sound of rain returned. And millions of hearts broke, yet somehow, they also healed. Because Dylan's message wasn't just for his fans, it was for everyone who's ever needed to let go, to breathe, and to start again. And maybe that's what makes Dylan Wang's goodbye so beautiful. It wasn't just an ending, it was a reminder that love, gratitude, and peace will always matter more than fame. His story doesn't end here, it simply continues somewhere quieter, where the applause fades but the heart keeps beating strong. So as fans still replay his video, as the words, "Thank you and I love you all" echo across platforms, one thing is certain, Dylan Wang will forever be remembered not just as a star, but as a soul who touched millions through honesty. And maybe, just maybe, one day he'll find his way back to the screen. But until then, the world wishes him the peace he so clearly deserves. Because real love, the kind Dylan showed in his goodbye, never truly says farewell. It just waits patiently, glowing quietly, in the hearts it touched.